Om Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatam Maham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. Okay, we are in this chapter of Vibhuti Yoga. Oh, sorry, in the chapter of Vishvarupa Darshana, 11th chapter. As I mentioned before, it is considered to be the highest chapter, the revelation of the cosmic form of the divine to Arjuna. After which you will notice he will never ask questions why and what, and whatever Krishna will say to do, he will do. So there will be no argument anymore. Before there was always argument, question whether it is right to do, or maybe he should tell him what to do. But from this time on, from the 11th chapter, no question. Not even once. So we are in the middle somewhere. He started to reveal him this form, and we read several of these verses. I will start from 18 just to get into that place. So Arjuna started to see his form, divine form. From here, from 15, Arjuna Vacha, very briefly, very fast. Pashyami devan tava deva dehe. I see the gods in your body, O God. Sarvantatha Bhuta Vishesha Sangan, all of them together with Bhutas, special. Brahman, Brahmanam Isham, I see you as the Lord and the Brahman. Isha in this case most probably even Shiva. Kamalasanastham, standing or staying in the lotus seat. Rishinscha Sarvan, and all the rishis, Anuraganscha Divyan, and all these creatures, serpents, divine serpents. Most probably these are Vishnu. In Vishnu iconography, you can see them. Usually they protect, they have this hood, covering the Lord. Aneka Bahu Udaravakra netram, with many arms, legs, torsos, and eyes. Pashyami tvam sarvato nantarupa. I see you from everywhere, or with infinite form, anantarupam, as anantarupam. Nantam, without end, namadhyam, without middle, napunastavadim, and I don't see the end, the beginning of yours. So no end, no middle, no beginning of yours again. So he cannot see where he started to be. He doesn't see the end, and neither end, no beginning, no middle even, which is quite difficult to understand, how not to see the middle. So that means even in the middle, he has a depth, which goes into the infinity, which you cannot really totally see. So it's not a three-dimensional seeing, most probably. It's some other spiritual way of looking at the divine. Pashyami Vishveshvara Vishvarupa. I see, O the Lord of the universe, Vishveshvara, or Vishvarupa, or the one who has the universal form. So this is Vishvarupa Darshana, seeing of the form, the universal form of the Lord. Kiritinam Gadinam Chakrinam Cha. I see you in the crown. Kiritin is the one who has Kirita, the crown. Gadinam with this mace. Chakrinam with chakra, Tejorashim with the heaps of light, yeah? Sarvatodipta Diptamantam, from all sides shining. Pashyami Tvam Durnirikshyam Samantat. I see you whom very difficult to see. Very difficult, that light to see. Diptanala Arka Dyutim Prameyam. It's very difficult to translate. Dipta Anala Arka Dyuti. All these words have sense of light. Dipta, shining. Anala, flaming. Arka, sun, luminous. Dyuti, light. Aprameyam, immeasurable, or infinite, whom cannot be measured, who cannot be conceived. So, of course, this is an exaggeration of our language, because there is no way that we can describe that vision. So he put all the words in one go, which mean light, of course, with certain poetic beauty, because shining flames and light of the sun, as Shubindu beautifully translates, a sun bright, fire bright, immeasurable. Most probably also has meaning because sun and the fire, these are two major components of the sacrifice. The fire is rising to the sun. And fire is the essence of our life here, the divine essence. And sun is the essence of the life there, transcendental. Tvam aksharam paramam veditavyam. Tvamasya vishvasya param nidhanam. You are aksharam paramam. You are indestructible, supreme, should be known as the indestructible and supreme, immutable, if you want, aksharam, which cannot be destroyed. Tvam asya vishvasya param nidhanam. You are the abode for the supreme abode of the universe, of this universe, of all, if you will. Of this all, literally. Because Vishva has two meanings, all and universe. Tvamavyayach Shashvata Dharma Gopta. You are the imperishable Shashvata Dharma of eternal Dharma Gopta, the protector of eternal Dharma. Sanatanach Tvam. You are sempiternal, or infinite, eternal. Purushach Matome, the Purusha. Thus I think, or conceive, or consider you. Anadi Madhya Nantam Anantaviryam. So you are without the beginning, middle, or end, with infinite power. Anantabahum, with the hands everywhere. And Shashi Surya Netram, with the eyes of the moon and the sun. Pashyami Tvam Dipta Hudasha Vakram. I see you as with the mouth of the fire into which, so to say, the offering is made. Literally, Hutasha is the name of the fire, one who conceives, consumes the offering. So with the mouth of the fire shining, I see you. Now the trouble comes. Svatejasa Vishvam Edam Tapantam. And who burns all this with his own bright energy. Tejasa. Svatejasa, with one's own tejas. Dhyava prativyoh idam antaram hi. You are vyaptam tvayaiva, tvayaikena dishascha sarva. So you are pervading all this space, all the directions, and space between heaven and earth is occupied by you alone, as Sri Aurobindo translates. Drishtvad bhutam rupam ugram tavedam. Having seen this marvelous or breathtaking form, miraculous adbhutam, that which cannot be form, ugram, terrible, tava idam, your this form terrible, lokatrayam vyathitam mahatman, which is scaring or shaking down the whole, all three worlds, O great soul. Sri Aurobindo translates, or somebody translates according to Sri Aurobindo, the three worlds are all in pain and suffer. I would not put it in pain and suffer, but vyathitam, actually scared, so to say, shaken, and not pain. There is no pain. Trembling in fear. Of course, it can be trembling in pain, but it will give or maybe not. Maybe I am thinking too much. Maybe kind of causing pain is a part of this process also of the universe. Having pain, in all three worlds. And suffering, could be. Okay, I leave it open for your interpretation. And here somewhere we stopped. Amihi tvam surasanga vishanti kechid bhitach pranjalayo grenanti swasti tyuktva maharshi siddha sangah stuvanti tvam stutibhih pushkalabhih. This was our last verse, which we read with Lin. Amihi tvam, and these are Surasangha Vishanti, all these hosts or companies of the gods enter you. Kechit bhitach, some of them are afraid. Pranjalayo grenanti. And pranjalayach, with this gesture, like namaste, pranjali, grenanti, they are worshipping you or crying to you or singing to you if you want. Swastiti, swasti iti, suasti, well-being, ityuktva, thus having said, Maharshi Siddha Sangha, all the companies of the great rishis and siddhas and realized beings. Stuvanti tvam, they are praising you, stuti bhih, by their praising verses, pushkala bhih, with many praising verses. This was our last. So you can see the ecstatic vision which Arjuna speaks out, so we can hear it. It's as if he doesn't speak it, and he most probably speaks in the sense as in his mind. But somehow Sanjaya can hear this and can tell this to, as you remember, Dhritarashtra, the blind king. This is Sanjaya speaking to blind king. All this what happens on the field. New verse 22. Rudraditya vasavo yecha sadhyah vishve shvinau maruta shoshma Pascha, Gandharva Yaksha Sura Siddha Sangha, Vikshantitvam Vismitaschaiva Sarve. So Rudras, Adityas, Vasavas, and Sadhyas, all these are the ganas, the groups of gods. Yeah? They belong to different classes of gods in Vedic religion. Here we have Rudras. You see, Rudras and Maruts are two different classes. Sometimes later in the Brahmanic literature, these are one and the same class, but here they are different. So Rudras, Adityas, Vasavas, Vasus, and Sadhyas. Vishve, Vishva, Ashvinau, Vishveshvinau. Don't know how it happened actually. Marutascha, Ushmapascha. So all these we can read here, the Rudras, Adityas, Vasus, Sandhyas, Vishvas. These are the Vishvas, or most probably Vishvedevas. Two Ashwins, Maruts, and Ushmapas, Gandharvas, Yakshasas, Asuras, Siddhas, all have their eyes fixed on thee in amazement. Vikshante, actually, Vikshante, they are all looking all into the details into you. Yeah? Vismita with a sense struck with admiration or struck with this smile, with this smile which appears when you are under the influence of the divine. When you feel the presence, we have very specific smile. Did you notice this? It appears immediately on our face. We can feel it even. When the presence comes, so they are all with this vismita. They are smiling in the spiritual way, all of them, fixing their views on the details of the Lord. So all the gods are somehow connected to his lordship. They all want, though it was said at the beginning that nobody sees this form of his totally. Most probably Arjuna was given the full picture of the Lord, yeah, the fullness of his overview. But these are vikshante, they are looking into some details of his, into him as detailed representation. Most probably not holistically, as it was mentioned before, that nobody saw this form of his, neither gods nor asuras. Rupam mahate bahuvaktra netram mahabaho bahubahurupadam bahudaram bahudramsta karalam drishtva lokach vyathitach tathaham. Now this danger comes. This form, Rupam Mahat Te, this great form of yours, Bahuvaktra Netram, with many mouths and eyes. O great armed Mahabaho, Bahu, with many arms, Uru, bellies or torsos, Padam, legs, Bahudaram, Uru are thighs, with many arms, thighs, and we can translate as torsos, I do not know, and legs. Bahudaram, Udara is now chest and torso and belly. Bahudaram, Bahudamshtra Karalam, with many open or gaping mouths, with teeth, or with what else is there? Another word for teeth. Okay, we can leave teeth. Animals have not teeth, but another word for teeth.
Croc.
Claws are these, yeah? But these are the tasks, yeah, tasks. With many tasks, yeah, open. Drishtva lokach vyatchitach tathaham. Having seen this form, the worlds, or all the people, all the worlds, vyatchitach are scared. Tathaham, also me. We are all scared to see this form. So, nabhach sprisham, touching the sky. Diptam aneka varnam, shining or blazing with many colors, aneka varnam. Vyatananam, with mouth wide open. Dipta vishala netram, with eyes vast, with vast eyes, burning or shining. Drishtva hitvam, having seen you, Vyathitantaratma, my inner being, my inner self, is totally scared. Dhritimna vindami, I don't find any stability. Shamamcha Vishnu, neither stability nor peace, or Vishnu, looking at this form. No peace or gladness in the translation. Literally, shamam is peace, but dhritim is actually for dhri, to hold, yeah? to be stable. So no stability, no peace, neither stability nor peace I find in me, looking at this form of yours with vast shining or blazing eyes, with mouth wide open, touching the sky with many colors. Many colors is also an interesting detail. Damshtrakaralani, Damshtrakaralani, Chate Mukhani, Drishtvaiva Kalanala Sannibhani. Kala Anala Sannibhani. Disho na jane, nalabhe cha sharma, prasida devesha jagannivasa. Now he is already begging him to forgiveness, yeah, mercy, be merciful. This is too much, the pressure. You remember some in the ashram when Pranab was always kind of telling the mother that he never had a real experience out of the body in the vital worlds. And mother said, but do you want to go there, really? And he said, yes, he wants. Because he was very courageous and he helped the mother in many occasions. Yeah? His courage helped. He was very physical being, on the physical plane, he was helpful. And he was bodyguard of the mother. So she said, okay, let's go. She took him there into this world, and he came back totally shattered, scared. Yeah? There is such a pressure there. He never could imagine. So all his courage disappeared immediately. I'm just remembering this because Arjuna is also very courageous. He is ready to give his life, for nothing. But here, he is totally shattered, scared. Yeah? He is absolutely depressed and vyathita, shaken. Yeah? He cannot find peace, cannot find stability. It continues in the same way. So damshtra is these tasks, or tasks, many tasks of destruction. Karalani. Karala is wide open, gaping mouth with tasks. Te mukhani, Or even Karala can be the flames of fire, the tasks as flames of fire, terrible many tasks of destruction. Drishtva, having seen Kala Anala Sannibhani, which are similar to the flames of time. Kala, time, Anala, flame. Here, face, thy face is like the fires of death and time. Disho na jane, I can't recognize the directions. I can't see where is up and where is down, where is side. It's all messed up already. Nalabhecha sharma, and I can't feel any protection. Yeah? No sharma. And Sri Aurobindo usually translates sharma as peace, but the first literal translation is protection, the shield. I don't have anything to shield myself with. I'm totally open and naked into this influence. This is the fear, yeah? Because when Kshatriya fights in the physical, he has still his protection. Yeah, he may lose his life, but he holds on to his own, foundation of his own mastery. Here, he has no mastery, has nothing to say. He is totally different being in this world. This is what is waiting for us beyond this world. When we leave our bodies, we go into this non-protective state. And there, somewhere in Savitri, Sri Aurobindo says there is a passage which is quite dangerous, which one can cross only with the name of the divine on our lips. Only the name of the divine on the lips can save us there. Well, I'm exaggerating a bit just to make it more vivid. But it is, yes, there is a passage. When we leave our body, there will be a not very long but dangerous passage. Prasida devesha, be merciful, or have grace, or how Sri Aurobindo says, turn thy heart to grace, prasida. O God, O the Lord of gods, Jagan Nivasa, O the refuge of all worlds, dwelling for the world. So you see what happened to him. Now he will see the detail of this battle. Amicha tvam dharita Dhritarashtrasya putrah. Amicha tvam Dhritarashtrasya putrah sarve sahaiva vani pala sanghaih. Bhishmo dronah suta putrah tatha sao. Sahasmadiyaih api yodha mukhaih. Vaktrani te Tvaramana Vishanti. So it continues into next shloka because it's just the list of people, and then what they do is in the next shloka, in the next shtub. Damshtra karalani bhayanakani kechid vilagna dashananantareshu samdrishyante churnitaih uttamangaih. Now, this is already a scary picture from the... So he sees all the Dhritarashtra Putras, all the Kauravas who came to fight. Sarve of them, Saha Eva Avani Pala Sanghai, with the group of all the protectors of earth, of all the kings. Bhishma, Drona, Sutaputra. Sutaputra is the Karna. You remember Karna. He was born as a king, but he grew up in the family of Suta, of the charioteer. That's why Arjuna refused to compete with him. for the hand of Draupadi. And it was a big mistake. From that time on, they became enemies. So Suta Putra Statha, so also that, there, all of them. And Sahasmadiyai, and together with our people, Yodha Mukhyai, with leaders of our armies, of our soldiers, the generals. Vaktrani te tvaramana vishanti. They all enter hastily into your gaping mouth. Damshtra karalani bhayanakani. With tusks and flaming tusks, and bhayanakani with fires creating fearful fires, terrible, terrifying. Kechid vilagna, some of them are stuck between your teeth. Dashanantareshu. Yeah, this is a kind of naturalism. Samdrishyante, are seen. Churnita uttamangaich, and of some the heads are being crushed between your teeth. Churnita, chewed. Literally, some of them are chewed by the jaws of yours. Uttamangaich. Uttamangaich, uttama anga, the higher part of the body. Siv came in time, yeah, when we are done with the Churnita Uttamangaich. So they are all crushed, and not only maybe Uttama Anga, sometimes it is spoken of the head, because it's the upper part of the body. It's a part of the body, head, yeah? The growing part of neck. It's continuation of neck. There's nothing special in it. Or Uttama Anga could be the whole upper part, together with shoulders and yes. So we are in 28. So he saw this terrible picture where everybody is destroyed. So he saw already that, you see, that Sutaputra, Karna, is killed. He saw his death. So he has to kill him later. It will happen much later. But that time he will not ask any more questions about it. He will not even object to it. Yeah? When you remember how Karna was killed, or Bhishma, or Drona, all of them were killed with tricks. Three, these great warriors, every single one of them was tricked into death. Bhishma was immortal, and nobody could kill him. There was no way that Bhishma could be killed unless he agrees to die. So, and he couldn't agree to die because it would be similar to betrayal of Dhritarashtra. So he is not in that stage, in the state of mind to betray anyone. So they came to him secretly to discuss how he can be killed. They wanted to know the secret. And so interestingly, the Bhishma told them the secret, how he can be killed. And there is a long story going on from before, from reincarnation before, that I don't go into the story, but there is one Shekhandin who was in the previous life a woman and who promised to kill Bhishma in the next life. So this Shikandin was born as a man, and he knows that, Bhishma, and he said, when he comes to fight with me, I will not fight with him because he is not a man, he is a woman. This is this is the secret of Bhishma's life, death. So when Shikandin comes, he puts off all that and he takes all the arrows into himself. He becomes totally covered. And then as a hedgehog, with arrows from all sides. Then they put him on the ground, and he lies down there, and he asks Arjuna. They stop fighting because Bhishma is down. So both armies are stopping. There is no more fight. They make a break. And they come to Bhishma, and he says, Arjuna, release 3 arrows under my head as a pillar. And so Arjuna shoots with strong arrows, and they come under his head. So he puts his head, and then he starts a long story, which is called Dharma Parva, Shanti Parva. He speaks the whole book, the biggest book of Mahabharata, he speaks on Dharma. Yeah? So he teaches everyone, Kauravas and Pandavas, how to live. And before dying, he touches all the arrows which are sticking out from his body, and he comes, one arrow is in his heart. He comes and he touches that arrow and says, and this is Amba. Amba was this lady, Shikandin, which was born in next life, in this life as a warrior. And he touches it with feeling of love. He was always in love with this lady, but he could not marry her because of his promise to his father that he will not marry anyone in this life. Yeah? For him to have the progeny from another woman as a king. So that's how he became Bhishma. So you see the whole story. He was tricked into it, and Drona was another trick, as you remember. You know these stories. Yeah? Drona they lied to Drona that his son was killed. Ashwatthama, his was name. But they especially, to lie to him, they had to kill Ashwatthama elephant who had the same name, and then they ran and said Ashwatthama was killed, and he was so kind of lost all his power that they could manage him and kill him. And Karna was killed when, Karna was born immortal, another immortal, with Kavacha and with earrings. Earrings and cover, the armor, were making him immortal. So Indra had to come to him and trick him to give him these for nothing. So he cut it off and gave it to him and became mortal. He asked only for one thing, to give me a spear which will hit the target whatever way I throw it. He wanted to kill Arjuna only. That was his only thing, preoccupation. But he had to use that spear for another Rakshasa, Ghatukacha, who was destroying armies. So he was without spear. And then when they came to him in the field already to fight, his chariot got stuck into the field. Yeah? It was stuck totally because he was cursed once long ago by one rishi, and it got into so he couldn't move with chariot. And then he got out from chariot and tried to pull it out. And in that moment, the clouds came and covered the sun. And Krishna tells Arjuna, now you shoot. This is the moment. There will be no other moment. This is the time to kill Karna. If this time is over, if sun comes out, we will not kill him. Even mortal. Such a powerful warrior. So he was tricked, and Arjuna released the arrow and killed him. So I'm saying that Arjuna would never do this in other occasion if he would not see this vision that Karna was already killed. Because he saw it. He saw the intention of the divine. He knew that Krishna already did it. Yeah? And he will say this, I already did it. After this chapter, we will hear this from Krishna. I already did everything. Now just be my instrument. And he knows about this, so he will do it. It's a very interesting kind of view. Yeah, Arjuna would not do it. I'm sure he would not shoot Karna when he was without weapons, standing there trying to pull the chariot out of the this swamp or the ground. Mm. So here, all of them, Bhishma, Drona, Sutaputra, all of them are entering hastily. They are um, uh, rushing into the mouths of these gaping, fiery tusks, which are crushing them down with terrible fires. Yatha nadinam bahavo mbuvegah samudram eva bhimukha dravanti tatha tavami naraloka virah vishanti vaktrani abhivi jvalanti. Yatha nadinam bahavo ambovegah, as the streams or the literally the speeds of the waters, the streams of waters of the rivers enter or run towards the ocean. Thus, all these heroes of the world enter or rush into your mouths, burning mouths. All of them rushing in the same way as the rivers towards the ocean, towards their source, all of them rushing. Yatha pradiptam jvalanam patanga vishanti nashaya samriddha vegah tathaiva nashaya vishanti lokah tavapi vaktrani samriddha vegah. As the patangah are moth which flies in the night, yeah, flies towards the flame in the darkness. As the moths fly towards the flame, Vishanti Nashaya, entering into death, Samriddha Vega, with ever increasing speed. Tathaiva Nashaya, in the same way towards death and destruction, Vishanti Loka, all the worlds enter. Tavapi Vaktrani, your jaws, Samriddha Vega, with increasing speed. So it is a kind of an subjective, objective vision, as it were. Yeah? Subjective in a sense because it is within, it is all that which is already intended for the world, which already took place on the spiritual plane, on the mental plane, on the vital plane, it is already there. But in reality, on the physical, it is delayed. It's not yet here. And why objective? Because it covers bigger portion than yourself. You can see that all the worlds are already decided in a particular fashion by the divine. And what are you here to really argue with? So from our point of view of the divided physical consciousness, there is not much to argue. We have it's not in our hands. It's not our responsibility, truly speaking. We always think that it is our responsibility to make the world better, or to make it worse, or to take charge of it, or responsibility for what is happening. This is not in our hands. There is the Lord here, so He takes charge of these things. I think it is quite humbling, all of us here, because we think that we can do better. Mm.
I have a question. Which word in here is the jaws?
Vaktrani. Vaktra. Actually, mouths or jaws, yes, both.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so shall we stop here, or shall we come to some nice place where we can sleep at least safely? I'm not sure we will come. Wait a minute, I will see.
Well, you can all be saying prayers with me tomorrow. We have the U.S. election, and I will be serving to help people cast their votes all day long. 14 hours.
Well, 14 hours. It's not a joke. Yeah, okay, we will stop here. I don't want more crushing. It's still crushing coming, and still eating, chewing, and destroying the worlds. What Sri Krishna will say at the end, that Sri Bhagavan Vacha Kalosmi, I am time. Yeah. Lokakshaya Karid Pravriddhah. I am the one who makes the destruction of the world. So, so the divine is not only a very favorable and beautiful, blissful way of feeling oneself. It can be also very destructive and decisive and powerful, and but not in a wrong way. It is the divine's enterprise. It creates the world here, and it deals with it, as Sri Aurobindo says, by the means which this world deserves. Otherwise, what is the material? That is the way how the divine will deal with it. If the dough is very good, you can create very good bread. Yeah, but if the dough is hard, you have to, to make it softer. So this is what is being done. Otherwise, the material is not receptive enough of the divine presence. So how else it could be done? Only through these turmoils and destructions. This material cannot survive, cannot follow the spirit. It cannot sustain. It needs to grow, it needs to develop, it needs to change. So how else it would change if not through this? This is what Heraclitus said, and Sri Aurobindo lauded him for that. There is a whole article on Heraclitus by Sri Aurobindo, who said that war is the father of all things. The war is the father. But from the divine point of view, not from our point of view. We would like to be, in a safe place and have never any war, have only peace and harmony. But then we stop developing. We start stagnating. We are falling back. And we have no power of the spirit to go forward by ourselves. So these events are pushing forward. They make, when I watch these movies on war, about war today, I can see all movies, whatever war, yeah, either real, documentary, or not real, or fiction. I can see that after the war, or the shock which people get through this, makes people much more attentive, much more committed to do things right, yeah? To develop things. from zero, from start. They become very united, very attentive, very powerful in their creative force. They can rebuild. Look, the whole Europe was destroyed to the ground. Look at Germany, how it was rebuilt. It's incredible when you think. Or Japan. Japan, after two nuclear bombs, there was hardly anything left there. But look at them now. What can be done in few, decades. So much can be done. It would never be done in Japan if it would be not the war. They would be still that patriarchal society, with their own things, which was somewhere very nice, samurai spirit, but it was already stagnating. It was already void of the spirit. The same with Europe. Europe really flourished after the war. And they value, because they put this creative force into it. Look at Norway, what happened to Norway after the war. They totally changed their philosophy. They started to build their country, and look at it now. So it's something interesting about this. Yeah? So there is a divine hand in all of it. It speeds up our development, our creative force, our spirits. It doesn't allow us to fall asleep. I'm speaking from a very unusual perspective. I know it's very, how to say, cannot be totally accepted, because if you misuse it, you can have a war for nothing, for greed and money and for nothing. But it will never happen for nothing, because the divine is always there behind it, behind any war. It will use this opportunity. It will not permit any war if it is not needed. But if it is a part of the project which the divine is doing, then it will be sanctioned. Yeah, difficult topic. Somebody asked the mother, and what will happen if somebody will press the button, that red button of nuclear war? Provoking a question to the mother. And she answered, then the supramental transformation will start. And we do not know what it means. I don't know what it means. But I think there's something. It cannot be pressed in vain. Nobody has this power. There is a certain control of the divine here, through all the creatures, through all the events. All right. I don't think there is much to comment, unless you want something to say on this terrible passage. You have some thoughts, ideas? Are you scared? Suddenly we are all scared. The divine is not only good, but also terrible. Sri Aurobindo says only in India they could accept this ideal. Yes, Lynn?
Well, I would say I first became aware of these terrible things at a young age. My parents did not want to discuss it, but I was reading the telephone book, and there was a place in the telephone book, what to do in case of nuclear attack.
Good.
And I was a very quiet little child, so I did not dare bring this up to my mother. So, and we would practice. We would hide under our desks at school.
Right.
And so it was
such a useless thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So even in the even in the part of the world that did not get bombed in the World War II, it has been part of our lives.
Mm. I doubt
It's
that the war.
interesting because we don't have it at all, in Norway.
No.
If you look at Norwegian news, if you look at Focus, you will see that this war and destruction are not there, so to say. It is very briefly mentioned, and then we go to how nice the sunshine was last night, and how happy people were, and so on. Very much focus on the positive side. Well, Vladimir, what do you see when you are there now?
Yeah, there is nothing, no shadow of it. Nobody thinks about it. Of course, Russia is nearby, and the NATO has a very good, huge training ground here in Norway. So this was the biggest for the last 40 years, and they were playing their games with all the countries participated here. Even Ukraine was part of this. So there must be, you see, the forces. I do not know what to tell you. We have Russia still, which is very weird country in a way. I do not know what will happen. Let us see. But if war will happen in this way, then it is all in his hands. What can we say? Look at these great heroes. They all go and their heads are smashed. Their bodies are stuck in the teeth of the divine. So what can we do? Can we do more than that? Than to be stuck in the teeth of the divine? I would rather be stuck in his teeth than... Anyhow, if we have this divine...
I came late, but I was thinking that these great heroes, so to say, or these great warriors, has been fighting for the one side of the cause. And when they go, when they leave, when they finally are out of this great manifestation, they have to be really molded again, no? They have been for a long time. They have been very powerful in one way. Isn't it so that we also have to be molded again before we come back?
Well, they have their power within their souls. Souls are not crushed. These are the formations, the bodies, which are of no use anymore to the divine, or they are of use for the divine in this way, to be crushed. So he crushes them. Otherwise, of course, souls will be reborn and they will be as mighty or even more than before. It depends how they behaved within this battlefield. This battlefield is opening the doors to their progress. On one side, the divine is crushing everyone, but on the other, it prepares and bakes the spirit, so to say. It prepares more powerful spirits through these events. We become more spiritual, more concentrated, more capable, more powerful. So it's not going down, it's going up only. Only the forms have to be removed. The older forms which resist, which do not want to develop. So that's why this Kurukshetra. Okay, friends, I will have to stop here because I have another appointment. So I will close with mantra. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Om Shanti Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om.